and welcome to a brand new episode of John the PM Podcast, where we believe that managing projects is not just a job, but a way of life. I'm your host, John McLothian, and if you're tuning in for the very first time, I'm thrilled to have you here. For those of you who know me from my YouTube channel, John the PM, it's great to have you join me on this journey. Managing projects is a subject that has not only transformed my career, but also enriched my personal life in countless ways. So I'm excited to share my insights, experiences, and some valuable tools and techniques that can supercharge your journey. In today's episode, we're going to talk about conflict management. So first thing, if you have a team that came from different parts of the organization, in other words, a diverse team that represents the customer group, and they actually care about the project. You're going to have conflict on your team, okay? And that hopefully is positive conflict. If you are dealing with clients, stakeholders, customers, internal, external, and they actually want the project done, in those regards, and they actually care about it, they, in those pieces, you're going to have conflict on those sides. You may have even internal conflict within you, okay, on those pieces. So this topic really just kind of came up on a coaching call I was on, and the gentleman he asked, "Oh, John, how do you deal with conflict?" And on that piece, I'm just going to cover a very, very small portion of it. Okay, basically, I'm just going to kind of replicate our conversation. Actually, there's a whole genre on conflict management, from the Thomas Kilmann instrument, to resolutions, and so forth. Okay, so again, I'm just kind of starting off with a very, very small portion, and based on the context of the conversation that I had on those areas. What I proposed to the individual, that when conflict management, the very first thing that you have to do is practice active listening. In other words, understand what the other individuals are really, really trying to say. Do it in two parts, the what and the how. Why is that important? The what helps you to establish the facts. The facts as they present it. The how, the what and how, kind of tells you their emotional state. Are they angry, agitated, happy, whatever may be the case. So just a little bit of an internal role play here. Let's say that the client or the individual that's upset says that the dog turned left. You repeat back to that individual, "What I heard you say was the cat turned right." What usually happens right away is that they will correct you. Okay, so now we've actually, this is what they said. Now, you are not agreeing with the person, okay? You're not agreeing with the person at all. What you're merely trying to do is to make sure that you have what they're saying, factually correct in terms of what they're saying, in that side. This is just a real quick interruption here. I just wanted to let you know that we do have books on sale, and this particular one is called The Project Manager's Quick Start Guide. I think it is an outstanding read. Why? Because, well, I wrote it. But on a serious note, it is really meant for those who are brand new in the world of managing projects, or let's say that you're mentoring a young individual, a young go-getter, and they have the very, very first project, and you want to set them up for success. This is the book for you. Down in the description notes, you can go ahead and order at your will. Thank you. Have an awesome day. The second piece is the how, on those areas. In other words, their emotional state. And, you can use, are you upset? Are you angry? You sometimes use the emotion wheel, in those pieces. Are you happy? Are you joyous? If it's not intuitively obvious, in those regards. Both of those are incredibly important to know. The what and how, on that side. Again, the facts as they presented it, which could actually be inaccurate, but it is what they presented. And the how, with their emotional state, on that side. Normally, if people hear that you heard them, then the temperature in the room kind of goes down, on those pieces. Let me flip the script here just a little bit. Let's say that you are the arbitrator, and you have two people that are arguing. Okay, I mean they're going at it, in that regards. What you may want to do is sit them down, and then let's say that person A wants to go left. Person B, let me use sign language, wants to go right. One person wants to go left, the second person wants to go right. And then what you do is you ask the second person, explain why they should go left. Ask the first person, explain why they should go right. In other words, have them switch positions, switch roles, in those areas. So this is kind of unique. One of the reasons why I do that is to see, are the parties actually looking at it from all sides and angles? I'm not saying you have to agree with it. I'm not saying about that. What I'm saying or asking or proposing is to try to understand the other side and what the concerns could be. Because, honestly, they could actually have a valid point. And then if you really understand what's happening or what's not happening, then perhaps you can get down to resolution on those areas. Again, I could go on for, while the, conflicts is, after, if you've been managing projects for any length of time, you just kind of get used to it, to be quite frank. And then after a while, you can kind of tell where the usual areas will kind of come up so that you can be ready for it. But again, don't be afraid of the conflict. Don't go generating it either. Don't do that. It's just naturally going to happen. But, confront it. Okay? Confront it on your schedule. Again, there's a lot more that can be said about this, but hopefully, at least with the active listening, that kind of starts getting you down the path of resolution. So, if you're looking for more information on how to become a great project manager, don't forget to hit that like button and be sure to subscribe to John the PM.